Good morning, baby. Please don't hang today. Well, this is what I say to my laptop whenever I'm exporting 8K files. If you are also one of them who likes to talk to your devices or other abstract entities, congratulations, you are a poet. You have been using poetic devices without even knowing them. Two poetic devices which we use in order to address or talk to abstract entities. This is what the session is all about. Welcome to episode 3 of Learning Poetic Devices in a Fun Manner. Dear alarm clock, shut up. This is what we say to it every single morning. Don't we? Let's just agree we do. Apostrophe is the poetic device that you are using when you are talking to inanimate objects. And by inanimate objects, we mean a few things, right? Now, this is the confusing क्योंकि बच्चों को काफ़ी रहती है कि अगर हम लोग नेचर में लगाएंगे तो is that personification? Yes, that is personification. नेचर में. Right? Look at these examples. The screen is full of examples. Good morning, laptop. Please don't hang today. Or Wi-Fi, I'm begging you. Just 5 more minutes. Or addressing your phone and telling it to just not leave you when it is at 1% battery because you have been in a relationship of last 4 years, so you're begging your phone to just not leave you. And if you have ever said these statements to your objects that you use or to the appliances that you use, look at these sentences. Come on, car, start. Please, rain, stop today. Dear alarm clock, shut up. This is what we say to it every single morning. Don't we? Let's just agree we do. Laptop, cooperate. Very often. Very frequent phrase used by me. Personal experience. If you have been using these statements in your regular days, congratulations, you're already a poet. Because you have been using these two poetic devices very frequently. The poetic devices which we are going to learn in this session, apostrophe and personification. Without any further delay, let us begin with the explanation. Device 1 is apostrophe. Apostrophe is the poetic device that you are using when you are talking to inanimate objects. And by inanimate objects, we mean a few things, right? For example, a person who is dead, who is absent, who is not there, and an imaginary entity, or it can be a non-living object or an abstract idea. For example, the emotions. If you are even addressing the emotion, oh love, what have you done to me? That is also apostrophe, right? So talking to non-living entities is something that we call as apostrophe. After having understood apostrophe, what apostrophe is, let us look at the examples very quickly so that it becomes really clear. O death, where is thy sting? Sting means, of course, the poison. So it is actually a quote from Shakespeare. So, oh death, where is thy sting? Where is your poison? So here the speaker is addressing death as someone who can hear him. Of course, not possible. Similarly here, dear moon, please light my path. You're requesting the moon to light your path. Not possible that the moon will actually heed to your request. Then come sleep, rescue me. So you are basically asking sleep to make you fall asleep, to make you have rest. Again, O time, slow down, addressing time. So in all these examples, you are actually addressing abstract entities which are not going to give you any reply, right? So when I address my laptop with a good morning, that is when I'm using apostrophe. Let us move forward and try to understand personification. Personification is when you give humanly emotions, humanly qualities, humanly thoughts or actions to inanimate objects or animals. Yes, even to animals. Although animals are considered to be living things, they are living things and trees are also living things. But if you apply human actions to them, that is definitely personification. Now this is the confusion क्योंकि बच्चों को काफ़ी रहती है कि अगर हम लोग नेचर में लगाएंगे तो is that personification? Yes, that is personification nature में, right? And also to animals, that is personification. So making a non-human behave like a human is personification. That is, you are giving action words, you are giving verbs to the objects which cannot behave in a humanly manner. That is personification, right? Let us look at some examples quickly and try to understand this in detail. The very first example, the wind whispered. The winds cannot whisper, definitely. The angry clouds chased us. The clouds cannot run, let alone chase, right? Then the flowers danced. The sun smiled. So all these are human emotions, that are human actions rather, that are given to the objects that are non-human in nature. Non-human, why? Because we are including animals and trees and nature in that category. Okay. Let us move forward and try to understand the difference between these two poetic devices. Just try to answer this question: who is doing the action? If the inanimate object or the non-human object is doing the action, then the poetic device in consideration is definitely personification. But if you are the one speaking and you are the one addressing, you are the active speaker to an abstract entity, to an abstract idea, then the poetic device would be apostrophe. Let us try to understand and have a diagnostic test of whatever I just explained. O moon, guide me. Here, who is the one speaking? Who is the active speaker? Who is the active person? Again, you are the one addressing the moon to do something. To do something. Is the object doing something? Is the object given any verb action? No. Rather, you are asking them to do it. Who is being addressed? The moon. Is the moon doing anything? No. You are talking. So this is apostrophe. Again, look at the other example. The moon smiled. Who is doing the action? The moon. You are a passive receiver. You are just an onlooker. What is it doing? It is smiling. Can the moon smile? No. What is it? It is personification. You have given an action word to a non-human entity. Let us have a quick rapid fire and let us know whether you have understood these two poetic devices or not. So the very first question, my pen betrayed me. What do you think it is? Definitely we are giving an action word to the inanimate object, and that is betrayed, right? And what do we have here then? We have personification. Let us go to the second one. Oh wind, carry my message. Is the wind doing any action? Is the wind doing any action? No. Are you addressing the wind and asking it to do some action? Yes. Who is the active person? You, the active speaker. So, apostrophe. The stars winked. The stars winked. Again, doing some action. Inanimate object, personification. The last and the final round. Let us try to understand these two sentences. Oh freedom, and the leaves whispered. Oh freedom is apostrophe. Again, you are addressing an inanimate object. Whereas the leaves whispered is personification. You are giving an action that an inanimate object cannot do. A humanly action. So this brings us to the end of the session where we tried to learn the difference between personification and apostrophe and discussed them in detail. If you liked the video, give it a huge thumbs up, share it with your friends, subscribe to my channel Fit the Lit, and always stay updated with the playlist Poetic Device so that you can learn them in a fun manner.